I know a bunch of y'all are gonna find this video good. Let's get into it.
Yeah, you made this.
Beyond the Spider-Verse official update. I don't know how official this is, but we need to know some stuff because we went in. I was a freshman when the Across the Spider-Verse movie came out. They told us it was gonna come out the next year. It's 2027 now. I'm a senior. About to go to college soon, and it's still not out. And it won't be out until until the end of my freshman year or my sophomore year of college. So let's hear some updates because we need to know a lot, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm honestly curious about. So let's get tuned in.
Alright, so Beyond the Spider-Verse is
Join the
finally
Discord
confirmed for 2027, which honestly feels like forever from now, but at least we have a date. This whole trilogy has been building towards something massive, and it looks like they're taking their time to actually deliver on that promise instead of rushing it out. Phil Lord and Chris Miller already confirmed that Miles' journey wraps up in this third installment, and with Marvel Studios...
So this is the last one? So whatever happens here is the last thing we're gonna hear about Miles until like they make an actual real
apparently
MCU
told to back
Miles
off from the character until this animated arc finishes. You know they're planning something big for the finale. So
we need
let's talk
another
about
one.
where we left off.
It wouldn't make
Across
sense,
basically ended on one of the most brutal cliffhangers in recent animation.
Bro.
The whole second half of that movie was essentially set up for Beyond. Miguel drags Miles to Spider Society headquarters and drops this bomb on him about canon events, saying Miles messed everything up by saving Inspector Singh in Mumbattan. According to Miguel, these canon events are fixed points that can't be changed without destroying entire dimensions. Miles finds out his own dad is about to die because he's getting promoted to police captain, and apparently that's a canon event too. The Spot even showed
But like,
Miles
here's the thing. Like, I understand. So there's two different things about this. People say that like his dad, like his uncle, because like his uncle died. You would think that would have been his canon event. People say that his dad being like an officer, you do got to be an officer, and that is your canon event. I don't think this canon event just junk. I don't think
his father's death earlier in the film, so the writing
I think
was
it's
already
false,
on the wall.
honestly. I don't think this canon event stuff was really
But
real.
Miles being Miles, he's not just gonna sit back and let his dad die. He bolts from the Spider Society, jumps into their dimension-hopping machine to get back home and save his father. Except there's a problem. The spider that originally bit Miles and gave him his powers wasn't even from his Earth. It was from Earth 42, so when Miles tries to go home, he ends up on Earth 42 instead, and that reality is completely different. His Uncle Aaron is still alive there, his dad is already dead, and the Miles from that universe became the Prowler instead of Spider-Man. Meanwhile, back on Earth 1610, Gwen shows up after saving her own dad from his supposed canon death, only to realize Miles isn't there. She pulls together a team of spider heroes to track him down and bring him back. At CinemaCon earlier this year, directors Bob Persichetti and Justin Thompson showed off some new footage and images. They teased that Miles is basically running for his life, and his friends might not even be able to rescue him this time. There's this line from Miles in the footage where he says, everyone keeps telling him how his story is supposed to go, which perfectly captures his whole arc. We also got glimpses of Miles reuniting with Gwen, fighting the Prowler, and then apparently going on some kind of adventure with him. That last part is interesting because it suggests they're not just enemies, they might actually team up at some point.
Who the hell are they teaming up against? Spot or something? Like what?
Beyond is definitely picking up right where Across left off. Miles is gonna have to escape from Uncle Aaron and the Prowler version of himself using those electric powers we saw him develop. Then he's racing against time to get back to his actual Earth and stop his dad from dying. How exactly he pulls that off is anyone's guess right now. Co-director Kemp Powers talked about how they designed that cliffhanger specifically to set up the third film, and he compared it to The Empire Strikes Back, which co-director Joaquim dos Santos also name-dropped as a major inspiration. Chris Miller promised the ending would be satisfying, so hopefully they stick the landing.
I don't know where this movie is going to go. I have no clue at this point. So, like, there is so much that we need to know. We have no idea what is going on.
Across lost the Oscar for Best Animated Feature to The Boy and the Heron, Shemake Moore tweeted something cryptic about Beyond, basically saying the Spider-Verse has impacted tons of lives and to get ready for what's coming. He also told Screen Rant that fans should expect action, Miles and Gwen together, continuation of the story, more of the spot, and plenty of problems to solve. Composer Daniel Pemberton mentioned the team is feeling serious pressure to close out the trilogy properly without dropping the ball like some third films do. In December, Persichetti and Thompson released a statement saying they've crafted what they believe is a very satisfying ending and they're bringing everything they've got. There's also apparently a Spider-Punk spin-off in development that Daniel Kaluuya is co-writing, so the universe isn't completely ending here.
Oh my god.
From what we know so far, the story starts with Miles.
Those honestly never hit. You know, like this third and final one, it has to hit. Like, we've been waiting for years on years. I went my whole high school career not knowing what's going to happen after the cliffhanger. Like, this gotta hit. Like, y'all have had plenty of time now. Like, I thought y'all was doing what y'all did in Infinity War and Endgame, where y'all was recording one scene, recording it for the other movie, recording it for the other movie. Like, I thought y'all was doing some type of stuff like that. But y'all over here doing, y'all just, like, y'all thought y'all could make a story in 1 year, I guess? Like, we should have had this done. Like, honestly, it seems like they don't know what the ending was actually going to be at the time. They just threw some shit out their ass at this point. Holy.
Earth 42 meeting his Prowler counterpart. They're not going to be instant friends. This is going to be tense and competitive at first, with maybe some grudging respect developing over time. That's the kind of character work that made this series so good in the first place. Into the Spider-Verse literally changed animation as an art form with its mix of different frame rates, comic panel aesthetics, and that kinetic visual style that made every other studio rethink what animated films could be. Across pushed even further with deeper emotional stakes, wilder action sequences, and a multiverse that felt genuinely limitless. Beyond has to somehow top both of those while wrapping everything up in a satisfying way. Lord and Miller have said this is the hardest Spider-Verse film they've made. The technical demands alone are insane. You've got 6 different animation styles, dozens of characters and locations, endless concept art and rewrites, voice recording sessions across different cities, storyboarding, animation, post-production, scoring, editing. Sony promised Beyond would be more ambitious than the first 2 combined, which sounds almost impossible but also necessary given how high they set the bar. There's also speculation that maybe they're doing more than just finishing the trilogy. Maybe they're setting up future spin-offs, expanding Gwen's story, or even soft launching a new era of Spider-Man content. If they nail this, it could redefine what animated superhero movies can achieve. The opening of Beyond, based on recent stills, looks like it's diving straight into the Miles versus Prowler confrontation.
Let's go!
I don't think the Prowler is.
Y'all don't know how important that's gonna be. We don't have to do all this. Like, honestly, when I watch Across the Spider-Verse, I skip Gwen's scene. Like, I go straight to Miles Morales, because I already know that stuff and it's boring. It's not cool. But when I go straight to Miles, it's straight action. It's perfect from there. The fact that we are jumping straight into it from the get is perfect. And that lets y'all know how good my mouse is. That click, y'all, I just was banging my desk and it just, shit's sensitive. That's good for gaming. If y'all want me to put y'all on, just let me know.
He'll probably show up later when it really counts, maybe during a third act twist or something involving alternate versions of Miles's parents. That's where the multiverse gets really interesting because it leaves so much room for theories and unexpected turns. When Miles eventually escapes Earth 42, that experience is going to change him. His alternate self challenges everything Miles believes about his place in the Spider-Verse. This all ties back to the canon event debate. Miguel insists certain things are fixed, like Miles losing his father, but Gwen's timeline proves that's not always true. Her dad was supposed to die and he didn't, and her world is still standing.
That's
so
what
maybe
I'm
canon
saying.
Events aren't as rigid as Miguel thinks. Maybe it's just fear disguised as rules. Miles has always been about breaking expectations. He's an anomaly who refuses to follow a predetermined path. Across made that crystal clear, and Beyond is going to explore that theme even deeper as Miles faces impossible choices about fate, family, and what it means to be a hero. Earth 42 isn't just a setting, it's basically another character. It's dark and broken, but still alive. The Prowler represents what Miles could have become without hope or guidance. Their fight isn't just physical, it's about morality and the difference between optimism and despair. The first act will probably focus heavily on that dynamic, setting the emotional foundation for everything else. Miles is determined to write his own story and challenge Miguel's entire system, but the ending probably won't tie everything up neatly. Someone's likely paying a price, and Peter Parker feels like a strong candidate for a sacrifice play. The multiverse is chaotic enough that anything could happen. Reports suggest Beyond will introduce multiple new realities we haven't seen yet. Into the Spider-Verse focused mainly on Earth 1610, Across gave us Nueva York and Mumbattan, so it makes sense that Beyond would expand even further. There's actually buzz about a native English-speaking actor being cast for a secret character, which sparked rumors about Spider Knight, a medieval armored Spider-Man from the comics. His world is supposedly designed with dark graphite and pencil textures, which would be visually incredible. But that's just one possibility. Beyond seems ready to blow the multiverse wide open with tons of alternate Spider people and unique dimensions. Fans keep asking if Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, or Tom Holland will appear, but nothing's been confirmed and it seems unlikely for now.
Okay.
The main villain is still the Spot. By the
Thank
end
God.
of Across, he became insanely powerful, basically unstoppable with
Honestly, I don't think they beat Spot. That's just my opinion. Realistically, how the hell are you going to beat Spot? I want to know how they're going to get them to beat Spot. Because let's be real, this man can just like not get hit. You seen it whenever they was in damn Manhattan in that lab. He was not hittable, and the fact that he could just go like and snap the web, that was kind of crazy. I don't know how they beat this guy. This guy could legit like through a hole, go like, and like put his hand through it and like punch you from like a distance. How do they? And now the guy's going like, got some electrical stuff, some ghost fading. Like he's impossible to beat. How do you beat this? And he has shit to prove. He has shit to prove. How are you gonna beat a villain like this? We gotta see if they write some bullshit and it's just somehow, some way they just outsmart him. I don't think that's enough. I feel like they need to do a lot more than just say they outsmarted Spot, because Spot is honestly smart as hell. So they need to do a lot. And don't y'all forget, he came out of lab, so he's definitely smart as hell. So I don't think a teenager he's smart, but I don't think they can outsmart Spot to be realistic. So we gonna have to see how this ending gonna happen, because I don't think the whole multiverse going against Spot is gonna do anything against Spot, honestly.
brute force. He can hop between any reality instantly, pull out any villain from anywhere, even potentially jump into the MCU.
Oh, that's another thing, bro. He could legit. What are y'all gonna do if he just somehow, somewhere? I know this is a Sony film, but if he just pulls out damn Doc Ock and Green Goblin and stuff like that, like what? Like this is just an example. What if he just pulls out some villains, or Miles' uncle from a whole nother dimension who is evil again? Also, what if he just does that? It's gonna be hard to beat this guy. I don't see how beating this guy will be possible, in my opinion.
The story went there. The only limits are what the producers decide to explore. That makes The Spot a massive opportunity for Sony to push the boundaries. By 2027, the MCU will be deep into its own multiverse stuff with Spider-Man 4 and the Avengers films, so the lines between universes could get completely blurred. Production on Beyond has been massive, as you'd expect. The Spot remains the central threat, and he could theoretically gather villains from across the multiverse and bring them all to Earth 1610 for one massive showdown. Chris Miller hinted that the third act will reach Avengers Endgame levels of scale. That final battle in Endgame was universe-defining, and it required a huge sacrifice from Tony Stark. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something similar, with Peter Parker making a heroic choice that changes everything. That's the kind of stakes this trilogy has been building toward, and honestly, it feels like the only way to properly close out a story this ambitious.
Is that the end? Yeah, that's the end. I genuinely don't see any way of beating him. Like he said, I think the only way they can like properly say this is what all production films do, is have somebody make a sacrifice. Thanos, he was not beatable. They had to make a sacrifice. They just somehow, some way took the stones and beat him that way. He's not beatable. They couldn't beat him. This is gonna have to be another one of those, cause Miles is honestly very strong. He's strong as shit. But like Spot, Spot is it's a whole nother level. I hope this is a good movie. We really need it to be a good movie. I can't wait to see how it's going to like how the story is going to end. Like realistically, I can't even tell you my opinion. Well, I can't. I really do think, like he said, that kind of low key, kind of maybe like that could happen. A sacrifice. Somebody's gonna have to sacrifice something, and I doubt it's gonna be Miles. I don't think Miles is gonna die. I think it's either going to be, like he said, Peter, Gwen, or Toby. Honestly, I think it's gonna be one of them. It's gonna be one of them people. It's gonna be the people who you love the most. And honestly, I think Toby, I think he's gonna be one. I think he might be it. He gonna do something. And y'all come back to this video when I'm right. Hopefully I'm right. But that's gonna be it for the video. If y'all like these more type of videos of like me watching movie trailers and stuff like that, y'all gotta let me know in the comments. Make sure y'all join the Discord. The link will be in the description. I will try to make sure I get y'all a new link because I know that link is expired. Somebody already told me that. So y'all go ahead. Trying to make this YouTube junk. So let me end the video now.